welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I just wanted to share a grocery haul with you. I'm going to be sharing with you what I'm doing with some of the items. I'm going to share recipes with you, what I do with these items. So I hope you stick around. Okay, so I'm just going to start over here with the proteins. And again, this is a grocery delivery service. So I actually got everything I asked for. I was so excited that they didn't have to make any substitutions or nothing was on back order. So I was really excited about that. So let's start here with the sausage. I love this sausage. It's lean turkey sausage in a sweet Italian flavor. And I know they don't look so appetizing, but they have a really, really good flavor. And I have a hard time finding them sometimes. And yeah, I was excited when I saw it as a choice. And then I thought, well, I might not get it, but they actually had it. And so what I do with this, sometimes I'll just use this as a regular kind of Italian, added with sauce or sausage and peppers. But my favorite way to use this is I saute it up with some kale and some white beans. And it is one of my favorite meals ever. And I'm one of those strange people who really loves kale. So what I'll do is I'll make it. And as you can see, there's 6 sausages in here. So I'll make up a batch and then I just have one serving that night. And then I freeze the rest individually. So I can just quickly make that for myself. Just reheat it. Reheats perfectly. It's delicious. So that's probably what I'm going to do. And then over here is another one of my favorites. I like the Shady Brook Farms label. This is just some ground turkey. Now this is the 93% lean, and this is my favorite. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm making a new recipe. It's a skinny taste recipe. It's a turkey chili taco soup. So I'm really excited about that. Another thing I can have like that night and then put away in the freezer for when I want to just a quick lunch or a quick dinner. Next up is some staples of mine. I get them probably every couple of weeks. I get the reduced fat or skim mozzarella shredded, and these are finely shredded. And the other one is a reduced fat cheddar shredded. Most often what I use these for is for my omelets in the morning. And I know if you've seen any of my What I Eat in a Day, you've seen my omelets. I make them pretty often, or I make a quesadilla, probably more so the quesadilla, but I've been trying to change it up just a little bit. But I also will use this on the soup. I think it'll taste good melted on the soup with a little sour cream. And one more little kind of protein is this Canadian bacon. Not the biggest fan of Canadian bacon or ham for that matter. I can take it in little bits, but the reason I get this one is, as you can see, for 3 slices, it's only 60 calories, 10 grams of protein, and basically 1 carb. I never have 3 slices. It's just, again, not my favorite. So I'll usually take just 1 slice and either kind of cut it up in the quesadilla or the omelet, or have it on the side, just heat it up. So yeah, a good source of protein. Okay, moving on. I just have a little bit of produce here. The thing I really wanted to show you was this little baby bok choy. My husband and I just love bok choy. And unfortunately, the only one they had was this bigger package. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 in there, but we will eat it. And what I'm planning on doing with this is I found a recipe for a teriyaki salmon that I'm actually craving it. That is so good. And if I can find the recipe, I'll link it, but I'll also link where I did a little short of what it looked like. It just was amazing. Now that time I believe I used broccoli on the side and a little bit of rice. This one we're going to do the bok choy, and I think it's going to be really, really delicious. And then over here is just a little thing of fresh dill. And what I'm using this for is a soup. I'm making an old Weight Watcher recipe. It's an orzo soup with chicken, dill, fennel. It's the easiest recipe, but it's so delicious. It is not low in carbs, but it's very low in calories. And I'm actually having company, so I'm going to make it for company. And it freezes well. And again, it's low in calories. If I can link that recipe, I'm going to try. I don't know. Weight Watchers is a little funny about their recipes, but I know I Googled it and I found the recipe. So I'm looking forward to making that. And then over here, just some little cherry tomatoes. Pretty much I use it if I have avocado toast, or I put it in my omelet, or I have it on the side of my quesadilla. I put it in salad, of course. So there's that. Let's finish up the produce over here. Just some romaine heart lettuce, another staple I get pretty much every couple of weeks. I find it lasts long. I mean, I like all lettuces. My least favorite's probably iceberg, and it doesn't last very long. But I love the fancy, like fufu lettuce, my husband calls it. The spring mix, all of that. But this one lasts the longest in my fridge. And then lastly for the produce is some blueberries. These are for a little recipe I'm making for my company tomorrow. And what I'm doing with that is I'm making the little, I guess you could call it a protein pudding with the cheesecake jello. And I'm going to layer this with the blueberries. And it's going to be delicious. Again, if you saw any of my What I Eat in a Day, I make that recipe a lot, mostly with strawberries. That's my favorite way. But I just wanted to change it up a little bit. So that'll be, I'll just squirt a little sugar-free Reddi-wip on top and it'll be great. They'll be impressed, hopefully. And over here, just some egg whites. Again, if you watched any of my videos, you know I make my omelets and my quesadillas for breakfast with egg whites and a whole egg. And that's what I have here. We go through a lot of eggs in this house. I eat at least one every day, just about. And my husband cooks on Saturdays, so if he makes dessert, he uses a lot of eggs. And over here is some Daisy Light sour cream. And I use this alongside my little breakfast quesadillas. I'll use it on chili. I made chili this past week, so we had that. And I also am going to put it on that taco soup. Just a little bit, maybe a tablespoon. And it's good. And then if you know, again, if you've seen any of my videos, I add this to the egg whites and the eggs, just a tablespoon. Adds a little protein, but it also adds some creaminess. You don't taste the cottage cheese. It's just a little added something. Again, extra protein, a little creaminess. And then over here this is my favorite feta cheese. I actually like the block, but they didn't have that today, so I just got the crumbles. Let me just check the macros on that. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty low in calories. So for a quarter of a cup, it's only 70 calories and 4 grams of protein and 1 carb. So I use this for my little Greek things that I make. I put it in salad. Actually, tonight I'm having a Greek salad, so I'll use some of this. And if you know, you know, my favorite tzatziki. Once again, I make my own, but this is so good and it lasts much longer than homemade. So what I use my homemade recipe for is when I'm just kind of having a big meal with my husband, with like a Greek meal, and then I can just make a smaller portion and we just eat it that night and it's done. So this lasts a lot longer in the fridge. And let me show you the macros on this. This is really good. I think I showed this in my last grocery haul, but for 2 tablespoons, it's only 35 calories, 3 carbs, and I'm just looking for the protein, 2 proteins. So, but it's really, really good. It has a good flavor. You have to like dill, I would say, but delicious. And I forgot one more little produce thing. I bought some Brussels sprouts. Love Brussels sprouts. I'm probably gonna roast these with some pork. I have some pork loin chops that are boneless in the freezer. And for one night, just for myself, I'll cook up a pork chop and roast some of these. It'll be delicious. I do it very simply. I do like it with bacon and that whole yumminess, but this I'll probably just roast with some salt and pepper, maybe a little bit of Parmesan cheese for added protein and flavor, but yeah, really delicious. And I think it's the last thing on this side of the table, but this is my favorite baby broccoli. I always have this in the freezer. I mentioned in my last grocery haul that I roast this right from frozen. You put it in a 425-degree oven. I spray the pan with a little avocado spray, salt and pepper, a little more avocado spray on top once I lay them out on the sheet, and I cook it for about 10 or 15 minutes, turn it over, cook it for about 10 minutes more, and it's delicious, and it roasts right from frozen. So easy. And again, I forgot another produce item. These are just 2 Vidalia onions, and one of them, or maybe half, I'm not sure, is going in that turkey chili taco soup that I'm making. Another, if you know, you know. If you don't know, these are just some seltzers for my husband. I usually buy him between 4 and 8 of them every couple of weeks. So he enjoys these. And if you like seltzer, you should give them a try. He really likes them. So I think these are just no calories, nothing to it. It's just flavoring. There's no sugar. I don't drink these, by the way, but I just wanted to show you. And a new item I found is some sugar-free maple syrup. Now, is this good for you? Definitely not. Do I love real maple syrup? Absolutely. My husband had a friend a few years ago who actually tapped some maple syrup from a tree in her yard and gave it to us. Oh my God, there was nothing like it. I used to get another version of this. It was called Vermont sugar-free, and it didn't bother my stomach, so I really liked it, but it's getting hard to find. So I thought I'd give another one a try. I don't use these on pancakes or French toast because I don't really make it very often. And if I had it on the weekends, I would just have a little bit of real maple syrup. What I've been using this for lately is actually in my matcha green tea lattes. New discovery. I think I mentioned it, but oh, so good. I add a little collagen powder to it, a couple of little squirts of the sugar-free maple syrup. Absolutely delicious. So I would say use this in moderation. It's definitely not good for you. I'm sure it's all chemicals. It's 5 calories for 2 tablespoons. Let's just see what the sweetener is, just for the heck of it. Yeah, it's sorbitol. So yeah, use it in moderation. And then these are some more ingredients for the turkey chili taco soup that I'm making. It calls for some fat-free refried beans. And I actually buy this one not because it's fat-free necessarily, but because it's not made with lard. So yeah. Yeah, I guess there's a little bit of sugar, but it's 90 calories for half a cup. A little high in the carbs. What is it? 10 net carbs and 5 grams of protein. The soup also called for some tomato sauce, so I got that. I got red kidney beans, which is for the soup also, and some mild Rotel tomatoes. So that's all for the soup. And maybe I'll film that because I think it's going to be delicious. And if it is, you guys definitely want to try that. Her recipes, skinnytaste.com, are so good. And she lists all the macros for it. Even if you're on Weight Watchers, she lists the Weight Watcher points for each plan that you're on. It's perfect. She lists also the protein, carbs, fat, everything. So I really like using some of her recipes. Then over here, I got another box of the cheesecake jello. Like I said, I'm making that dessert for my company tomorrow. So I just always like to have this on hand because I will make myself one at night. It's just really easy, quick, it tastes delicious, and it's high in protein. And then last couple of items. I think you've seen this before. I actually got 2 the last time that I purchased it. I still have, I think, 3 bottles in the fridge, but I just wanted to kind of get it. I think it was on sale. And what I do with this is I add just a little bit of cold brew, about 8 ounces, I believe, and one of these with some ice, and it's delicious. Let's just check out the macros. It's very high in protein, as you can see, 30 grams of protein. And it has 3 carbs and 1 gram of sugar, but let's just look at the calories and all that. So 170 calories, 30 grams of protein, 3 carbs, a little bit of added sugar, but they taste good and they don't have any weird kind of aftertaste, if you want to call it that. And I really enjoy it. Again, it gives me extra protein, kind of a treat. I don't have it every day because of the calories being so high, but definitely a staple. And lastly are just some pecans. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. That would be great. And subscribe if you're not already. And also check me out on Instagram. It's Cindy Success on Instagram. I'm on TikTok also now, so check that out, Cindy Success. And hit the bell notification so you see every time I upload a new video. I, of course, do grocery hauls. I also do cook with me videos. I am on a weight loss journey right now. I do calorie deficit as well as low carb. So I share a lot of those kinds of foods that fall in that category that's helping me lose weight. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great night, everyone.